Snipers, you have to see what's happening in the Bitcoin price right now as it's 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I had to get out this emergency update because check out the charts right now for Bitcoin maintaining itself above the major support at 23,795. Our immediate short-term resistance right now is 24,295. If we can get hourly and 4-hour candles above 24,300, there is still a shot for Bitcoin to potentially come towards its 20-week moving average around that $28,000 to $29,000 level to test this bear market resistance level. I know a lot of people are saying that we're potentially going to be seeing this relief rally show some downside and a healthy correction. But the fact of the matter is, snipers, we are having a cup of coffee at this major resistance, 23,795 and 24,295. It is a very tight range. And the fact that we're having a cup of coffee here indicates that this is not the final destination, with Bitcoin showing strength, forming higher highs. Let's quickly address some revolving parts as equity markets open up here in several hours. The S&P 500 is testing its major bear market resistance level. And we know that the NASDAQ was able to break this market structural resistance level. So there's still a chance the S&P 500 can smash through this resistance level, especially based on this weekly candle that we had last week, this extremely bullish weekly candle above the 20-week moving average, indicating the S&P 500 is now in bullish territory. Above the 20-week moving average means that we are now back potentially inside of a short-term bull market, or potentially a more significant reversal could be on the table here, being above the 20-week moving average. If we ever get below the 20-week moving average, sitting right around 4,000 for the S&P 500 E-mini futures contract, then we can start addressing the bear market continuing and this being just a relief rally. But at this point, the S&P 500 still giving Bitcoin the green light to see some upside. The DXY still below a major resistance level, which is extremely bullish, potentially ready to come below its 20-week moving average. It's yet to get below its 20-week moving average since the start of this year. We've maintained the strength of the US dollar above the 20-week moving average. Is it time for us to potentially see the DXY cool off? And so that's potentially going to allow assets to potentially see some upside. I think that's certainly on the table, snipers. Let's quickly address Ethereum, and then we'll wrap up this 2 a.m. update. Smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm if you support these late night updates. And by the way, Joshua Earp has arrived in Florida. Let's welcome him to Florida from Los Angeles. He may be on our next video. If you guys have watched our live streams, Joshua Earp, we've done many live streams together. Ethereum facing resistance at the 20-week moving average, right around 1980. And that's another thing. The Ethereum price is doing very well here at the 20-week moving average, and we still have a long ways to go, almost 30 more days until the merge on September 19th. Could we be seeing this rally continue further up? A break above 1980 opens up the door to 3454, 3,500 US dollars for Ethereum. Could we potentially see that? And maybe this move is only halfway through. That could be on the table, and then maybe around September 19th, we'll start to see a real true correction. That would give Ethereum the chance to range between the $2,000 level and the $3,500 level, which would be extremely positive for Ethereum. The Ethereum to Bitcoin chart still holding strong, testing the 80,000 Satoshi level. We'll continue to monitor that for you, snipers. And other than that, I don't see any other revolving parts that are significant. But let's look at the Bitcoin to SPY chart. I actually have not looked at this. Is it giving us a confirmation? Not yet, but this could be that confirmation we need for this breakout to break above these lower highs that have been forming. Very different than the Bitcoin to US dollar pairing. This is the most important and earliest confirmation we can get of a breakout for Bitcoin right now, based on the correlating four-dimensional revolving part, snipers. And with that being said, Japan up 1%, over 1%, very positive, green international market right now. That's exactly what we want to see for Bitcoin, with equities that hold the most amount of Bitcoin, like MicroStrategy, already trading at the same prices that they were trading at when Bitcoin was at 36,000 US dollars. Our institutions front running a potential rally for Bitcoin towards 35 to 36,000 US dollars, where we can get above the 20-week moving average, test the 200-day moving average, which, by the way, the S&P 500 has already done, and the NASDAQ has already done. Is that on the table for Bitcoin? A more bullish asset, in my opinion, in the macro, a real hedge against inflation. Let's see what happens, snipers. I'll keep you guys updated. And with that, thank you all for tuning into the Snipers channel for this 2 a.m. update. That is all we have to cover. So remember, 23,795 to 24,300. That is the resistance range that Bitcoin is in. Getting above 24,300, at any point we could see a massive move to the upside towards 28 to 29,000 to fill that CME gap. and an overextended move to potentially 34,788 or 98. We'll have to look at the sniper's level, but 35,000 on the table. If we get above 24,300, that becomes the range resistance, and then 24,300 will become the support. Let's see what happens. Bears are calling for a potential correction. That's always going to be on the table if the rug gets pulled. Remember, 23,175 is the previous weekly open. That's the make it or break it support level. And if we get below that, 21,000 is where we have the most amount of volume to potentially take some long positions, as long as the four-dimensional revolving parts are holding together. Now, of course, if the DXY forms new highs and the S&P 500 starts to dump, then maybe we should hold off on that long position at 21,000. But as long as those revolving parts stay intact, the DXY maintains price action below 106.56, the major resistance, then we have the all clear for Bitcoin to potentially continue further up, even if it sees a wick to the downside, potential wick to clear out long positions. Let's see what happens, snipers. I'll keep you guys tuned in here on the Snipers channel. And as always, until next time, snipers.